Welcome. Let's talk about a very interesting side of history, and that is the foreign travelers in India. So we'll start with the ancient the ancient period where we'll see the Greek and the Chinese travelers. We'll move forward towards the medieval section where we'll see mainly the travelers from Arab, and then we'll see the major centers across India. So to begin with, Megasthenes. Megasthenes was known for his work Indica. He was a Greek ambassador who was sent to the Mauryan court, and it was with the idea that he first actually talked about the detailed account of India's administration and society, and this was the first well-known account to the Western world for India. So the role of Megasthenes and his work Indica has been important. He came to India during the Mauryan period. Now Indica, as we know, is one of the texts which represents the grandeur of Patliputra at that time. Now also it talks about the sevenfold structure of the society. That sevenfold structure has been important text in India's history. The next was Fayan. Now the contribution of Fayan has again been important because he was a Chinese Buddhist pilgrimist. So he was known to spread the idea of authentic Buddhist scriptures, and he came during the period of Gupta Empire. So who came during which period is again important. The next important one was Zhuang, and he came during the time of Harsha. Now, he traveled at Nalanda. The idea was to study the Buddhism in India at that time. Another Chinese scholar who was known as Xingzi, and he traveled around the 7th century, and he provided insight of the monastic rules and monastic code of conduct, and also talking about the daily life of Buddhist monks in India. Then comes the medieval period. So, Greek, Megasthenes is indeed the most important one, and then three Chinese major scholars that we have discovered. Then the next one is the medieval period. During the medieval period, during the Mughal period, there were numerous scholars from Arab who actually came into. The first important one that we will talk about is Ibn Battuta. He came during the period of Tughlaq Empire, and he was a person who came from Morocco. So he was a Moroccan scholar, and he wrote what was known as the Rihal, one of the very, very important texts which talked about the socio-political life of India during the 14th century. The next important work of this Al-Biruni was what was known as Kitabul Hind, and Kitabul Hind was one of the works where he actually talked about the culture of India, the philosophy and the customs which are prevalent in India. Another important scholar was Abdur Raza, and Abdur Raza was the one who actually talked about the Vijayanagar Empire during that time. So he highlighted the role of Vijayanagar Empire and its relation to the Western world. He also talked about why Vijayanagar is one of the frequently visited places by the foreign travelers. So Abdur Razak and his works have been important. Then came Bernier. Now Bernier was a French scientist, and he came during the Mughal period. His major idea was to study the role of land ownership during this period, and also the systems which were prevalent in Europe in contrast to India were discussed. The next important person was Thomas Roe, and Thomas Roe came during the Mughal period again. He was one of the diplomats who actually secured the trading rights for British East India Company at the court of Jahangir. So his ties with Jahangir are very, very important. Then comes one of the important fact about the Mughal camp towns. Now Mughal camp towns was the nomadic towns which were established by the Mughals, and that was to display the ruling heritage of Mughals at that time. And three important centers of study at that time were Delhi, Kannauj and Patliputra. So again, important centers that we have talked about in this section. We'll be covering more important topics in history. Stay tuned.